First, isn't it obvious that all human beings throughout the world, after so many millions of years, are conditioned? They are conditioned by the religions, by establishments of governments, by the economic condition, climate, food, clothes, by their family, by their education, and so on. How do we deal with this fact and discover if it is at all possible to free the mind from this conditioning? That's the problem. Can I be free from all this?
For eons, an organism is crafted or conditioned by its environment, molding, genetic dynamics, and the malleability of the human organism or any organism is quite clear from the standpoint of evolutionary adaptation and the plasticity inherent. We live in an era defined by the assumption of personal responsibility with very little true gravity given to the system dynamics that motivate and create human behavior, which is ultimately a tragedy because we are avoiding, from a structuralist standpoint, the potential to resolve many aberrant antisocial behavioral tendencies in society by rejecting this basic sociology. The visceral force of conditioning is our man-made social system, underscored by market capitalism, which has codified a certain type of philosophical and operational perspective that is arguably extremely destructive. Western society, which has effectively taken over the entire planet with little exception, now unified in a neoliberal economic bias, is rooted in a philosophy that has absolutely no relationship to nature or our habitat.
I've been asked to talk about systems and sustainability, to say how can we live good lives for everyone on this planet in a way that preserves the functioning of the planet and all the other creatures. Insofar as I have a role, I guess it's to try to see it whole, to try to see systems as a whole. Every renewable resource must be used at or below the rate at which it can be regenerated or can regenerate itself. That's soils, waters. Every non-renewable resource, our fossil fuels, must be used at or below the rate at which a renewable substitute can be developed. Pollution stream must be emitted at or below the rate at which it can be absorbed or made harmless by the natural systems. And then it's the fourth necessary system characteristic in the natural step. It's the one that has to do with the sustainability of the social system, with equity, with the fact that every human being has to be cared for and secure and feel that the distribution of the resources of the planet is fair. I have never heard any argument about the first three of these systems conditions. I've heard a lot of argument on the fourth one. I don't quite myself see how one can argue with that one either. In order to design a world that I want to live in, or to design a world that will not self-destruct on the social level. And if you take that definition seriously, as I do, and you look around, you don't see a sustainable system anywhere.
In this general quest, slow march toward equality, you'll notice something interesting, and that's that everyone just stops short when it comes to the economy. Any kind of economic equality is suddenly taboo. That's the purpose of an economy, to sustain and improve public health while maintaining homeostatic balance with the ecosystem, while of course manifesting a condition of actual freedom that respects fundamentally the rights of others in a humane way. Market psychology, and hence philosophy, has created a contrived idea of freedom that has nothing to do with resolving problems in your life, but rather assuming diversity in how you service those problems by way of submission to labor and consumer expression. Real freedom is living in a society that recognizes everyone has shared needs, working efficiently to meet those needs as a prerequisite for existence, to allow people to actually flourish as opposed to just getting by. Integration is always more efficient than dispersion. One system is going to operate more efficiently than a bunch of disparate systems that are not properly linked. Democratic choice processes, participatory economics, not top-down totalitarianism, but efficiency through networks, not stratification, is always, by technical reality, going to be more efficient than the contrived game of market participation and competition. Get rid of the proxy system, look at what needs to be done technically, get feedback from the general public through advanced mechanisms, and the level of efficiency possible would be catastrophically higher. Generally, decentralized, autonomous organizations utilizing peer-to-peer networks in a collaborative fashion, empowered by development, science, and technology, and efficiency, carves out a basic concept of what the new system would look like. So not only would a post-capitalist, post-scarcity system improve sustainability and public health, it would also create an almost stunning level of true human freedom.